Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. What up, everybody? It's Bag of Churros here. Boom Beach Warships Season 36. We hit level 19. We've been on a nice run. How nice? That nice. I think we're at, what is it? Nine fights in a row. And I wanted to make a video right now because things are going to change a little bit. I think for the better. Obviously, every time you move on and up, you do something good. But if you've been watching my last few videos, you know it was all about like, hey, stay patient, stay on the path. We've got this plan. It's going to work out really well. And then there was a time when it was tough. Took us a little while, but we had a really nice run. And I'll tell you what the big difference was. Kavan. I mean, Kavan. And again, if you saw my last videos, you basically knew that that's what we were going after. So we didn't upgrade the choppers, we didn't upgrade the critters or anything like that. We still don't have flames or towers, but we've got Kavan. We maxed out Kavan. You don't have to. You can take him up to tick 4. But these dangers, these bases have so many dangerous items that like splash, damage that comes from the rocket launchers that it might as well. He also heals a little bit faster, which you kind of need. And then I got the two rockets, which was a nice push point too. So this base is a bit of a modification on shish kebabbers because again we don't have that doom cannon. And if you saw my videos a few videos ago, I tried it. I tried the doom cannon, and just for me, it wasn't what I wanted, And again, I think we can get doom cannon later if we really think like, oh man, we really need that. But grappler, I think, is really better, And then for me, actually, on the offensive side, when I go up against bases with grapplers, it's significantly harder for me. So we have had 100% fizzles on this base. So you can't do better than that. So let's look at this. 1 engine left, 4 engines 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 left, 3 engines left. So, and I think that was the boss fight. Or no, it was not. So nobody has been able to finish this base, and almost nobody has been able to even take out 1 engine. Super hard. And then meanwhile, let's just look at it again. How have we done? We've won every match. So I can't say we finished every single base, but that's because sometimes, like I've told you guys in the past in other videos, I don't necessarily want to. It's just, hey, we got the win. If you wait until the last minute to attack, you can get that win. So let's see how this base works. Okay, let's do maybe, I don't know. Let's do this first guy. Because he actually did really... you know what? I might not even have had this base. Let's see. Yeah, so this guy did really well.
Let's go!
This was a heavy rush, and I was so surprised when I saw this. I've actually seen this video already. It's a heavy rush, and normally this doesn't work this well. I mean, I think your target, if you're doing heavy rushes, to get 1 engine. This guy got 3. So it was quite astonishing. I don't recommend this strategy. I don't think it's going to work that well right now, and definitely not long term. So those of you guys that got smokes and shocks and heavy rushing and maxed brick, I don't agree that that's the best way to go. But if you want to, here's a good example of it.
Right here, right here.
Man, that was amazing. Shout out to Tulsa guy. I watched that and I still don't believe it. I'm like, man, how in the world did he do that? And so, but we still got the win. And we'll talk about our about the way we've been attacking in a bit. But let me show you, I guess, just the last one. So you can see this is another guy who got at least one engine. So another pretty good attack. Let's see what he did. What do you know? Another heavy rush attack. And I know that I just kind of talked you guys out of a heavy rush attack. And those are the only two attacks that have done really any damage against us. And this guy only got one engine. And again, it's okay. It's just not, when you get into the 18, 19, 20s, I just don't think it's going to, especially if you go against a player like me that's got Kavan. And by the way, we're going to make a defensive update shortly too, where I don't know that this is going to continue to work. Not as good as that first attack, right? So if you guys are doing heavy rush, definitely use smokes. And the guy was able to take me out 3 engines with using shock bombs. I know a lot of guys use smokes and then battle orders, but it seems like heavy rush attack, smokes with shocks is the best way to go. Just for fun, let's see how this goes against somebody who... let me see this Chinese character guy. Okay, so this is also not an advisable attack with Zukas. It's just, they're too weak. The splash damage, just take them out. Rocket launchers are crazy. Okay, so that's good, and I think that's obviously like half the magic. But I think in this particular case, what has gotten us to 19 is our attacks, and our attacks, if I do say so, are, I don't want to say unstoppable because we haven't finished every single race, but they're just about unstoppable with Kavan. So let's see. Let's look at. Should we see what we did against Tulsa guy? Okay, Tulsa guy. This is not my typical attack because I went with 3 heavies and 5 bombers. 99% of the time, I'm going 4 heavies and 4 bombers. The reason I went with 5 bombers in this case was because he didn't have any strong defenses up front, right? So when you use this kind of attack, all you need to do is shock essentially the cannons, the boom cannons. And he only had 1 in the front, 3 in the back. So there wasn't a lot of danger of running out of heavies. So, and then we've got the Doom here, but the Doom is like really close to that boom, so easy to shock those. So that's why I, in this particular case, went with 3. So you launch with your heavies and bombers, do some damage. When you start to run out of heavies, that's when you go with Kavan. So again, you pretty much let them free clear unless it's rare to reflare, unless the base is spread out really weird. In this case, I got Kavan coming in the back just because even though we hadn't lost too many at this point, we're running into all those cannons. So that's where you're going to start to bring them back. can see how close of a battle that was. Maybe a little too close for comfort. And for fun, let's watch. Should we change it? Let's watch this YT guy. I don't know if he's actually a YouTuber. But we beat him 4-0. And let's just see what we did. Okay. In this case, I might have switched it up too because he doesn't have maxed booms. And he front stacked. Let's just see how it went. I don't remember waiting that long, but I must have. So what we did here is we spread out our heavies just a little bit, and we had to launch Kavan a little bit sooner than we wanted, and shock right away. So there you go, guys. That's the way to do it. 4 heavies, 4 bombers, launch Kavan on a delay. Use most of your GBE on bringing everybody back with a second wind. Keep your bombers, keep your Zukas alive. That's not Zukas, oh my gosh. Keep your heavies alive, and you'll do great. Okay, so then if you want to do that strategy, and hopefully you've been following us for the past few videos, past few days, not really worth it to invest in rifles because, you know, rifles and heavies are more or less synonymous, and heavies work better long term. You don't need these guys. I mean, they're nice to clear mines, but definitely don't upgrade them. It's possible to do very well without flamethrowers and towers, so don't invest there if you haven't. This, to me, this little square down here is a bit of a waste. Some people do have the extra cannons, and it does help, of course, and the boom mines do help. I mean, everything helps, but if you want to be very, very efficient, maybe skip all of that. Always upgrade your quote-unquote upgrades, in this case, troop damage. We didn't need to upgrade Brick because she was just a temporary hold until we got Kavan. Would it be nice to have those mortars? Sure, but I think it's a bit of a waste. Same thing with GBE. Would be nice, but we don't really need it. And here is where you want to invest, right? You definitely want this. And if you like Doom Cannon better, that's okay too. But you know, max your guns, max your rocket launchers. That's one thing we're going to do right now, right after we stop the video, in fact. You don't need to max these guys. If you have max critters, that's kind of cool too, and that's more of a long-term thing. That will help, but I think it's better to use your tokens. I mean, you need so many tokens, right, to upgrade. For example, you know, our rocket launchers took us like almost a whole day just to save up for that. So there you go, guys. What's next for us? We're going to go to the next engine room. We're not going to backfill with flamethrowers or anything like that. We might hit some challenges up ahead. Actually, I think we're going to do really well in the next like couple days because we're going to have our exact same base, which is like I showed you guys, a fizzle base, but it's going to be even harder to take the base out because we're going to have max rockets, and that's really going to take us over the top, I do believe. With our Kavan attack strategy, I think we're going to be great. So I think we're going to do really, really well. Then we're going to take the upper path here, just because there's nothing down here. There's Max and there's Bullet. And, you know, for cluster bases, Bullet's going to be good, but just I don't think he's as good as Kavan. So we're going to take the upper track, and we're going to try to get to the next engine as soon as possible. So we might slow down because I don't foresee ourselves upgrading barrage or artillery. We might, if we see that a lot of players are doing that, and if we're kind of like close to finishing but not quite there. And that's as far as I've thought it through. After that, we'll come up with new strategies. So there you go, guys. I'm not going to do a live attack just because, like I said, this is the base. This is the base that works really well. Going to get you really, really far. And I'm going to upgrade my rockets right now and add one probably where that grappler is, and probably move the grappler back to where the Doom Cannon would be. But just in case it doesn't work, I wanted to stop the video to let you guys know that this base can get you certainly to 17, 18, 19, and probably 20, maybe even diamond. So take a screen grab if you haven't. It's awesome. Okay, guys, have fun. Enjoy the season.